Hey everyone, welcome to Hitting Home, where you get the opportunity to get to know the Ohio State baseball team, both as players and as people. I'm Megan Husslein, and today I'm here with senior infielder Drew Reckart. Drew, how do you feel heading into your next two series against UNC Wilmington and West Virginia over spring break?
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on today. I got to say, I'm pretty excited. Obviously, it was a tough couple of games there for us, that losing streak, but the energy kind of hasn't changed. The guys are back the same way we have been, just ready to get back after it.
And now just getting into your journey, how you got to Ohio State, it's definitely a unique one.
Yeah.
So can you just take me through, what other schools you played at before you became a Buckeye?
Yeah, so I started out at the University of Dayton, played there for a year, ended up getting hurt. But so I ultimately decided to leave there. But that kind of started because there was a coaching change before the coaches that I had signed to out of high school. So it just kind of made more sense. I didn't want to really be there anymore. It was kind of a mutual agreement. So I decided to go to a junior college in Tennessee, Dyersburg State. Played there for a couple of years, and I owe everything to Coach White and Coach Brown and Coach Taylor there. They gave me just kind of another chance to play the game I love and played at an extremely high level and kind of ended up here.
Nice. So what was that thought process like, transitioning from Dayton to a junior college? What was that like?
Yeah, it was definitely scary at first just because I didn't really know a lot about the junior college circuit and kind of how it worked, but I'd had a couple buddies that had went the previous year and had a lot of success and loved it. So I visited a couple places, talked to a couple people, and just kind of went from there and decided, well, what's the worst thing that could happen?
Mhm. Yeah, and I noticed that Dyersburg State was in Tennessee. So was that a factor for you? Did you want to go, away from home from Ohio, or what made you choose one in Tennessee?
Yeah, so really, junior college baseball, it's big everywhere, but it's really kind of secluded into a couple of states of where it's played at a really high level, where a lot of transfers go. They get a lot of guys pushed out, a lot of guys drafted. So it's kind of like Tennessee, Florida, Texas, a couple of other states out west, but really in Ohio there was only a couple of options and nowhere I really was interested in going. So there was actually a kid close to home that had went down to Dyersburg the year before that I knew from high school, and I talked to him a lot about it, and it was one of those things where it's like I'm still like kind of close enough to home to where I can get home like in a day if I have to, but I'm also still, like you said, farther away, and it was a decision I had to make, but it ultimately ended up being the best one I did.
Yeah, what a small world that you knew someone who went there. That's awesome.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but I saw you had a ton of offensive success there, 383 career average. What do you think enabled you to have that type of success and have those accomplishments?
Honestly, it's just kind of a mindset thing for me, I think. As long as you understand what this game is and kind of what it entails, then I don't think you can make your expectations too high or too low. As long as you stay kind of even keeled through the whole time and just go about your day the right way and don't really change much, you got to know that you're going to fail in this game and that it's going to come at times and there's not going to be much you can do about it. But like I said, as long as you understand that, then it's kind of hard to get swayed mentally.
Right. And now you're bringing that success here to Ohio State. Being a kid from Ohio, was it always your ultimate dream to play for Ohio State?
Yeah, absolutely. I tell everybody you kind of grow up being a huge Buckeye fan and wanting your whole life to have the opportunity to wear that jersey. I mean, obviously most kids grow up and all you know is Buckeye football, but still in the same way, just to get the opportunity to wear the scarlet and gray, put my hometown kind of on the map and give everybody a chance like that. And it's as long as you have hopes and dreams, you keep them alive. There's not really much that can hold you back.
Yeah, so how has that transition been to the new team? How's the adjustment been?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was a little weary at first just because knowing how it had been my first year at Dayton. Like, it's definitely a different atmosphere coming from junior college to Division I. Like, it's just the game's different, the coaches are different, the teammates are different, everything's kind of different. But from day one, the guys have been awesome, super accepting of me, super accepting of my son. It's been a blast. I can't ask for anything more.
Yeah. And I know you're in your 5th year playing, so are you using your COVID year or were you redshirted your freshman year?
I actually have at least another year too after this one because my freshman year I got a medical redshirt from getting hurt. So this is my medical redshirt year. Next year would be my COVID year. So it's kind of one of those things where it's you could be 25,
Right.
playing the game still.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but I mean I can't complain. Just being able to share these moments and these memories with my teammates and my family and it's just been a blast.
Yeah, I actually know there's a pitcher on the softball team. She's 24 years old. So, I mean, do you think that could be you? What are your future plans?
Who knows? I mean, obviously the goal is to play professional baseball. If that opportunity presents itself at the end of this year, obviously I have some decisions to make, but I'm just kind of here living in the moment, enjoying these memories and moments with my teammates and my family, and just kind of really trying to be present.
Right. Yeah, and now just getting more into this season. You've had a really strong start, 263 average, tied for the team lead with 5 homers. How do you think you just picked up where you left off, offensive-wise?
Yeah, I mean, going through the fall and early in the preseason, it's one of those things where I've never been really a strong inter-squad player. It's kind of one of those things where I feel like I'm a guy that just flips the switch. Like there's another jersey out on the mound in the field. It's just kind of one of those things where it's like, all right, the switch flips and it's time to go. And that's just kind of the way I kind of always have played and taken it along. So I really, like I said, I haven't changed much. Just kind of a mental approach and the way I go about it.
So would you say that your offensive, maybe power is your strongest part of your game? What do you think you're known for?
Honestly, I've struck out a couple more times than I would have liked to end of the year so far. I think really I'm just a kind of true hitter. I'm not really specifically a power hitter, specifically a slap it on the ground and run. I feel like I can do all of those things. Like I said, I just feel like kind of getting the barrel to the ball is kind of my strong suit.
Mm-hmm. And you've definitely made some clutch hits, led some wins this year. However, I saw that you guys did pick up a win to break the losing streak. So what are you guys doing just as a team for overall improvement?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's back to, like Coach Beals talks to us about, it's back to the backbone and the core values that we have. I mean, that win was nice, but I think that win kind of left the hungry taste in our mouth again. I think for a while it may have gotten away just because it's tough to, like you said, I mean, you're going to fail in this game, and to fail 7 straight times, I don't think anybody here has done that. So it was definitely tough, but getting that win, I think it just kind of re-amplified kind of guys' mindsets and where we want to be as a team.
And flipping to the defensive side, I saw that you started every game at second base so far. So what is your favorite part about being a middle infielder?
Yeah, I mean, I've always played kind of up the middle throughout my whole life until the junior college. At junior college, I ended up moving to third, which it wasn't a bad transition at all. It's kind of one of those things where you either catch it or you don't when you're playing there.
Right.
It's usually hit pretty hard, but playing up the middle, it's nice. I feel like you get to know your shortstop pretty well. You also get the opportunity to kind of command the infield just as much as he does. So I think that's one of my favorite parts about it, just kind of being vocal and being able to have other guys hear me and kind of playing the game through them that way.
Yeah, and following up on that, what does it mean to you to just get the starting job right off the bat and make an immediate impact on the team?
I mean, it meant a lot. Things were kind of up in the air going in, and I mean, we've got a ton of guys. That's the thing. We've got a ton of guys that can play the game at a really high level. So it wasn't one of those things where I felt like it was extremely locked down. I knew it was going to be me. I just knew that if I got the chance, I was going to kind of make the most of it and not really look back.
Yeah, that's great. And now just transitioning to more broader topics, just, some questions about your life. So who is your favorite Major League Baseball team?
Ooh. I would have to say the Reds. Got to go with the hometown team. Obviously, it was real hard being a Cincinnati hometown sports fan.
Yeah.
But they've seen some guys coming through and coming up lately, and it's been nice to kind of see that spark again there.
Right. Hey, at least you got the Bengals going for you, though. And do you have any thoughts on the current Major League Lockout right now? How frustrating it is?
Yeah, I think it's pretty ridiculous. I know a lot of us and a lot of the guys aren't the biggest fan of the guy that runs it all, but I think at the end of the day, it shouldn't be that hard for players to get compensation for the stuff that they do day in and day out for a whole year.
Yeah.
And it means a lot to guys like us that are looking to get that opportunity to play pro baseball, that there's people willing to hold out and kind of show how serious that is to them.
Yeah, I think all baseball fans right now are just hoping for it to start as soon as possible. Yeah. Do you have any favorite player in particular, maybe someone that you model your play after?
Not really. One that I would say I model my play after, but I'm a really big Alex Bregman fan.
Okay.
I like Bregman a lot. Jonathan India, guys like that, younger guys coming up that had early success in their career and were very successful college baseball players as well.
Yeah, I kind of hesitated. I'm a Yankees fan, so not the biggest Bregman fan, but can respect his play for sure. So moving out of the major leagues, where's your favorite place that you've ever played?
I think this one's a pretty easy one, actually. My freshman year, we played at Baum Stadium in Arkansas in a midweek game, and there was, I think, 8,000 people there on a Tuesday night.
Wow.
And it was one of the more life-changing experiences, and that was actually where I got my first college hit, so that was a pretty cool thing, and just being in that atmosphere. I couldn't imagine it on a super regional or something like that, just because of the way it was on a Tuesday.
Right, definitely sounds memorable for sure. And last question, what walk-up song did you choose this year to get you amped up when you step up to the plate?
This was actually one that we struggled with last night for like 4 or 5 hours, so that kind of kept us awake, but I ended up going with Relentless by Polo G. It just kind of one that I felt like this was the one when I heard it.
Gotcha. All right, well, if you hear Relentless, watch out for Drew Reckart. Drew, thank you so much for being with me today. Good luck this weekend, and I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on. Thanks, guys.